Good evening, Kenton community. My name is Sabatino Samato. I'm your superintendent, and this is your weekly connection update. So a few important points in the connection tonight. We'll talk a little bit about planning for the 22-23 school year. We'll hit some school highlights. We'll have our recognition, and then we'll round off our evening with celebrating Women's History Month. So let's get going. First, planning for the 22-23 school year. It's very important, folks, to understand that a great deal of work goes into this and takes place behind the scenes to plan for the upcoming school year. Each year, we look at enrollment projections and make critical decisions on programming. Thankfully, we have Board of Education guidelines establishing a barometer to create equity across our district. Many years ago, the Kenton School District was very proactive in implementing these research-based class size guidelines to best serve our students and provide low, reduced class sizes. These guidelines are the basis to help ensure that our district is remaining fiscally responsible in our decision-making while providing a rich academic experience. These reduced class size guidelines are listed right here on your screen. You'll notice that our K2 is 22 through 24, our 3-4 are 24 through 26, our grades 5 through 7 focus on that reduced size of 26 to 28, and our grade 8 to 12 is 27 to 29. Now, it's important to realize these sizes are reduced. It's reduced from where those class sizes could be, and we focus on that as a district. Staffing is always driven by enrollment, therefore it is critical to have accurate projections as possible for the upcoming school year. This is exactly the process that our departments, especially our Human Resources Department, follows for all of our schools and grade levels. We must always operate to ensure the long-term sustainability of this district. Class sizes are dependent on two factors: the numbers of students enrolled and the number of different classes that are offered for any given grade level in elementary schools or a course in secondary schools. Staffing is reallocated based on enrollment trends. It is important to remember, though, that the number of classes or sections we offer is typically limited based on those enrollment projections. Additionally, if our school district does not right size from year to year, we will inevitably be faced with insolvency and major cuts in the future. And folks, this is not a small point. I want everyone to realize that it is our responsibility year to year to make sure that we are doing and making some tough decisions for our long-term sustainability. I think everybody remembers some of our past in Kenton when we've unfortunately had to do and make some consolidation moves. Sometimes that's inevitable, but a lot of the times we can be proactive in years and things that we do today to make sure that we have that sustainability in the future. I know that I don't want 2035 to be our 2015 all over again. So that way in 2022, we must make sure that we are making fiscally responsible decisions while offering a great academic experience. And that's what we do here in Kenton. Our next section, you'll see the school highlights, and we really have all of our elementary schools. We have Kenmore West, Kenmore East, and all of our high schools that are highlighted there. So please take a moment to look, because some great things have been going on in our schools as always. And next for our recognition, and that's Mr. ABHISHAK MANGAR. We are extremely proud to learn that Kenmore West senior ABHISHAK MANGAR was selected by Erie One BOCES for the CTE Career and Technical Education Student Spotlight of the Year. ABHISHAK is enrolled in Web Technologies and Game Programming at Erie One BOCES Potter Career and Technical Center. Under the instruction of Linda Roloff, ABHISHAK has learned about game design, networking, and more. Using the platform Game Maker Studio 2, ABHISHAK has learned to develop his own video games. ABHISHAK says, "I enrolled in BOCES because I loved video games and wanted to create my own so people can enjoy what I enjoy." He continued by saying, "This program has provided me an advantage to reach my goals by teaching me code languages and programming. Game Maker 2 was fun to work with and has a lot of potential to create amazing games." This is just another example of great opportunities in programming offered to our kiddos here in Kenton. Miss Roloff, his teacher, had wonderful things to say about this talented student. "ABHISHAK is a very hard worker and manages his time very well," she said. "He is very dedicated to his projects and enjoys developing software and coding games." In the fall of 2022, following graduation, ABHISHAK plans on attending the University at Buffalo for computer science. Congratulations, great job, ABHISHAK, for always representing and being some of the best that Kenton has to offer. And finally, we round off with our Women's History Month. It's our last celebration during Women's History Month. And this week, our final celebration during Women's History Month, we highlight Marion DeForest, another Buffalonian this week in our connection, who was inducted into the National Women's Hall of Fame for her groundbreaking work as a journalist, a civic leader, and the founder of Zonta International. Miss DeForest was born in Buffalo in 1864 and suffered a debilitating eye injury at a young age, which made schooling difficult. With determination and persistence, she overcame the injury and graduated from Buffalo Seminary in 1884. She began a career as a news reporter for the Buffalo Evening News, becoming one of the first women to work in that capacity in Western New York. She soon became city editor for a competing publication, the Buffalo Commercial, and then editor of the women's department and the theater critic for the Buffalo Express. As an accomplished playwright, she became well known in the international theater industry and directed the stage adaptation of Little Women. It was a time when women rarely held leadership positions, and Miss DeForest was determined to change that. In 1919, she set out to create an organization of women who played prominent roles in the professional world. This became Buffalo's Zonta Club, a service organization composed of leading female professionals dedicated to advancing the status of women. Within a few years, chapters were established in cities throughout the nation, and Zonta International now has grown to include approximately 30,000 members in countries across the globe. Miss DeForest made many other contributions to Buffalo and Western New York as well. She founded the Buffalo Musical Foundation, which coordinated symphony concerts for children, and then played a major role in founding of the Buffalo Philharmonic Orchestra in the early 1930s. She also played a leadership role in many different civic organizations, including the SPCA and Humane Society, and became the only woman to serve on the Buffalo Public Library Board of Trustees. Throughout her life, Marion DeForest served as a role model for working women. It has been commented that Marion understood how important it was to break through the glass ceiling long before the term was ever used. Thank you, Miss DeForest. Wonderful history throughout our region, and just a wonderful way to end our celebration of Women's History Month. And that brings us to the end of our connection for this evening. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. And remember, we're coming to our final quarter of the school year is just right around the corner. And it's important that we really work with our kiddos on finishing strongly. And that's from everything from behaviors to academics. Let's all make sure that we're doing this together, because together we will make Kenton strong. Together, we are absolutely Kenton proud, and together we'll continue moving our great Kenton forward. Have a wonderful weekend.